So my copy of Fire Emblem Engage Special Edition just came in, and it took a while because GameStop took forever to get the game over. I got it 5 days after the initial release date, so that's something to consider because I ordered the previous editions from Best Buy, and they came in. But what I wanted to take a look today was, is Fire Emblem Engage, is this edition the best out of all of the special editions they released for Fire Emblem on Switch? So let's go ahead and review. Starting with Fire Emblem Three Houses, this game came out in 2020 and it came out with some goodies along with it. The first is the box itself is a goodie. So you can see here for Three Houses, it's called Season of Warfare Edition, and it does have the Crest of Flames, as well as, if you can see it, there's another crest here. And in the back, you do get a brand nice print of the church with Rhea there. In addition to that, you do get this steel case, and it's the signature picture of supposedly Saros descending on the land there and giving Rhea the sword. And inside of this, you do have that same church print. And in the back, you do see the seal kind of broken. It is metallic, so it does give off a sheen, but that's the steel case. In addition to that, you do have the soundtrack. We all now know that soundtrack for Three Houses is pretty banging. And you get this cool death counter wrapped in the Crest of Flames. The way this counter works is it is for 2020, but it does have all of the dates that you see in game. And it has a different person drawing on each side. Now on the back of each drawing though, you do get kind of the different months art that you see while you're in game. And finally, you get the art book. Art book is actually pretty impressive. It gives you a lot of different designs on who the characters are, what stages they went through. So just to preview, you have Byleth there, you have Sothis there, and as you go on, you have the different character design. You have Lorenz there, and of course, Raphael. So overall, not a bad art book. It is brand new at the time, so we didn't know any of these characters or what the beasts were or any of that. It goes into the weapons too. So overall, not bad, you know, as the first Fire Emblem game for Switch, pretty good job. So the next special edition we got from Nintendo was the re-release of the original Shadow Dragon in the Blade of Light. Now this isn't anything new to the game as far as graphics wise. It does look pretty much old Nintendo era, original Nintendo, but they did some cool items with this. First, they do give you kind of a map of Arcanea, and eventually I hope they release this on Nintendo Switch Online for everyone to play. The neat thing about this is the box is in 8-bit, and you can see as I zoom out, it does look like a picture of the dragon. And on the back, it's iconic. It does have Marth's sword and shield, and you can see the same picture of the dragon, except it's kind of in a dark gloss pixels there. Now the neat thing is they did kind of reproduce a Nintendo cartridge. It is glass, but they do have the old Nintendo sleeve here. I'm going to take this out really quickly. So you have the sleeve, and then by itself, this is a great display piece because it is just the Marth cartridge with the original artwork. Now, unlike most games, this actually comes with a manual, and the manual is very old and reminiscent of the manuals you used to get with games. And in the manual itself, you can see it has the original artwork from the NES era. Some of these characters you may recognize already from Heroes, but we have Marth, Kain, Sita, Abel. That's what Jagan originally looks like, and then that's Merrick. You have Lena, Julian, all of the characters that you're familiar with. They release most of these in Heroes now, but the best part is this art book. This one is the only one that opens like a normal book instead of an elongated book. And for this one, not only do they give you kind of what the game looks like in all regions, but they give you the awesome original art too in full detail. And they kind of give you a history of the different Fire Emblem games, which is not something that you usually get. So you can see here when it was released in Japan, and if it was released in America, I have that date too. So the first one we got that was prominent was for the Game Boy Advance here, which is the Blazing Blade, but it's just called Fire Emblem here. And then we have Sacred Stones, and so on and so forth. Now the neat thing here, it does go all the way to Three Houses. And as you go on, you can see the different interpretation of art. So these are the original Pegasus sisters. This is what they look like in Echoes. And likewise, how the art has evolved as Marth goes into different mediums. Okay. The best thing here is if you're a Fire Emblem Heroes fan, it does have the heroes artwork for their standard pose, for their attacking pose. All of this is really neat. I know Heroes has its own art book, but a lot of this is from Heroes, and you can see a lot of the characters are displayed in this art book. So you're kind of getting a bonus art book for Heroes at the same time. You're getting some of these Fire Emblem Cypher artwork as well toward the end. So that is the best thing about this. Not even going to talk about the inside lining of this book. It has the same pixelated dragon, which is great. I almost forgot, there are actually 2 additional items that comes with this. You can see that it actually comes in a Nintendo looking box. The original Nintendo there has the artwork on the front, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, the Blade of Light, and in the back you have that classic description. Before there were reviews, before there was YouTube, you actually had to read the back of the game and then decide if it was good before you purchase it. In addition, I know Nintendo Power has shut down by now, but this is the original cover for the Nintendo Power. Really cool. You can see it here. All right, so this brings us to the Fire Emblem Engage Special Edition. Now, for the Special Edition box, it's just the artwork for Fire Emblem Engage. This is the standard artwork that you normally get in the marketing material. On the back, you do see kind of the symbol for the ring. And this time around, they didn't do anything too crazy. They just tell you what you get in it. And basically what you get is you get a poster of that same artwork that we saw on the front. It is rather a large poster actually, because it's folded. So once you unfold it, it's pretty big, like a real poster size. In addition to that, you do get the steel case here. This one isn't as impressive as the Three Houses one. You do get the artwork. This artwork comes with the standard edition of the game. And in addition to that, the back, it's just the symbol for the different engage rings. So I think that's part of it is interesting. It is silver, but on the inside here, you get a copy of the world map. So unlike the church for Three Houses, you get a copy of the world map here. It does come with these cards. So instead of a calendar this time, you have these postcards. The box that comes with the postcard has the ring symbol. The postcards themselves are metallic. I think these are the updated art. So this is from Shadow Dragon for the DS. This is definitely from Echoes for Celica. And then the rest, they are trying to stick to their original game there. You can see Leaf with his ever-changing hair. Sometimes it's brown, sometimes it's red. Roy from his game. You have Lynn. Basically, the main rings here. You have Ephraim and Erica, Ike, and Micaiah. You have Lucina. I think that's pretty obvious. Corin, and finally, Byleth. Now, you do get an art book with that, but before you get the art book, the actual plastic is kind of nice because it does have the map for Engage here. If you compare it to the art within the steel case, you can actually see that it's the same continents. Okay. In addition to that, you do get the art book here. The art book here this time around is very, very styled on the front. This is kind of the artwork they teased in the original trailer with all of the different, for lack of a better word, heroes around here. And in the back, it is similar as well. The only difference here is on the front, you get to see more of the white dragon. On the back, you do see more of the black dragon. Now, for the Engage art book, how does it compare to the rest of the art books here that we've seen previously with the character art? You do get the same character design here that you got in the previous one, where they go into all their accessories. You get some view of the world. This was also in Three Houses, but you get view there. And it doesn't go in too specific with the minor characters, but these are kind of the outfits. Really, they're casual wears for the characters, and they have one. And of course, in the game, you can dress them up however you like. Here we go. This is more of what I'm expecting is detail renders and all of the way the characters are designed. So this is Celine, and here you have Chloe and Lewis. Again, most of these are characters designs, and this is more aligned to what we received in the previous art book. Might be spoilers, so I'm flipping through these quickly, but you have the different rings here. You have the different types of engages, what the mock characters will look like once they have certain rings attached and they're using their engage mode. You have enemy types, you have horse types, and the cool thing with the previous books too is the lining here. It is a blue lining instead of generic lining. So let me know what you guys think. Which collector's edition for Fire Emblem is the best? I think as Nintendo goes on, they do get better special editions, but overall, getting them all is definitely worth it. Catch you on the next ones, guys. Bye.